Hi everyone, welcome to this week's reading, and this is for the week of the 26th of February through to the 4th of March. This week I'm using cards from the the Golden Universal Tarot, which is this deck here. And I'm going to pull 3 cards from that deck, as I normally do after I talk about the astrology for the week. And I'm also going to pick a card from a new deck that I have called the Unicorns Oracle. The Oracle of the Unicorns, to be exact. So that's a new one. I'm really excited to look at what comes up for that. Okay, and there's quite a few things this week with the astrology. So we have the full moon in Virgo this week. So depending where you are in the world, either the 1st or 2nd of March. And that full moon in Virgo falls at 11 degrees of Virgo. So if you know your chart, have a look at your chart to see what you have around 11 degrees of mutable, which would be obviously Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius or Gemini, to see, you know, how the full moon may be affecting you. You can also see where the transiting full moon in Virgo is, what house of your chart it's going through, to see what's coming to a culmination or what's coming to fruition for some people, but also for some people what you might be letting go of something as well, and refocusing on other areas of life. Virgo is a very practical sign, so there is a focus on daily routine, day-to-day, you know, details of life, your health, your body, your work life. So there's a focus on all these areas with that full moon in Virgo. Other things this week are interesting with the end of the week, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, an influence with transiting Mercury in Pisces making a conjunction to Venus in Pisces. So there could be a feeling of a little bit of mental laziness, or feeling more connected to intuitive things, more connected to creative things. Your mind could be sort of off somewhere else, making it hard for you to focus on your work life, especially on that Friday. Everyone's probably going to be feeling very, very tired on that Friday, the last day of the work week for most people, and it can be hard to focus. So you might have to try extra hard to focus on Friday if you are at work and you have jobs that need your attention to detail, because attention to detail can really go out the window when Mercury is conjunct with Venus, especially because Mercury in Pisces is not well placed in that. Mercury is not well placed in Pisces, as I discussed last week. And with it being conjunct with Venus in Pisces, it just makes it extra dreamy, extra, you know, it's also confusing for some people as well. You could feel mentally confused, sleepy, dreamy, more focused on things to do with love, compassion, artistic pursuits, creative expression, spirituality, and connectedness to others, and high vibration of sort of love energy. So as you can see, it kind of clashes with the logical sort of, you know, day-to-day work mode energy for this week. That's at the end of the week, as I said, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It's good for the weekend, so that's a good thing. On the weekend you might just feel very, very relaxed, like you don't really feel like doing much. If you live in an area where it's a warmer climate, like where I am in Australia, you know, it's still quite warm here. At this time it's been very hot summer for us, and if you're somewhere where you can get near water, it's actually could be good to sort of really tap into some more ethereal, spiritual, creative energy by being near water or by doing something creative. The other stuff that we have going on is, other than the full moon and that aspect with Mercury and Venus, is we start the week off. I'm going backwards. I started with the weekend. But anyway, we start the week off on Monday with still an influence from last week with Venus in Pisces square with Mars in Sagittarius. So with that, there can be tension between, you know, how you feel within versus what you need to do, what you need to get done. Some procrastination energy, definitely. We're still in Pisces season, so the energy is very flowy. It's very dreamy. It can be very preoccupied with, you know, your higher desires, what you really want for your life, your dreams, your wishes. You know, Pisces can be very focused on these things. And, you know, we have that full moon in Virgo sort of getting us to focus more on the practical reality at the same time. So it's interesting with all the Pisces energy versus that full moon in Virgo. what else can I tell you? Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, so in the next 2 weeks, roughly, a bit more than 2 weeks, Mercury is going to go retrograde, okay? So I just want to give everyone a heads up on this right now. The usual Mercury retrograde stuff applies. You know, it's not always a difficult thing. If you have Mercury retrograde in your natal chart, it can be good for you. But it is generally a time to double check information. But the reason I'm mentioning it now is if you need to buy any new technology for the year, it's better to buy it before Mercury goes retrograde in approximately a couple of weeks' time. It's a bit more than a couple of weeks, as I said. So, you know, if you need to get a new laptop or, you know, a new phone, it's better to get it in the next couple of weeks before Mercury goes retrograde. Because what I find, and what most astrologers will tell you, is if you purchase technology during a Mercury retrograde cycle, there can be some issues with it, or you have to sort of take it back and change, get a refund, maybe it doesn't work properly, things like this. And I'll talk more about, you know, issues with Mercury retrograde when that happens, but the reason I'm mentioning it is just to give you a heads up if you need to buy anything large or technology based, or if you need to sign a contract. Sometimes we can't help these things, and they do happen on Mercury retrograde period, but if you can help it, try to do it before Mercury retrograde kicks in a couple of weeks' time. And what else? This month we actually have 2 full moons, so that's pretty unusual and very interesting. I think the energy overall is a little bit better than sort of January, February, which was a bit intense with all those eclipses that we had. But we still have 2 full moons this month, so the energy, you know, is also a little bit up and down. Okay, so let's see what the cards are for this week. And if you'd like a private reading with me, follow the links to my online store where you can book a private video reading like this, or many other different readings that I offer. Okay. Something over here. That one there. Ooh, the World. I like that. That's a really good card. The 7 of Swords. Interesting. And the 4 of Pentacles. Alright, so let's see. We start off, you know, with a very, very positive card. I always want to say, you know, for some people there's a feeling like something has been gifted to you. Or you've reached the pinnacle or a turning point in your life in some way, which is very positive for you. And it's like it's up to you what you're going to do with this energy, which is very much, you know, about Saturn in Capricorn, which is something that's coming to me now, is like taking responsibility for your gifts and abilities and really being aware of this week. So what you've come into this world, the World card, to do, and being responsible with your gifts, being responsible with that, okay? Now, interestingly, we have the 7 of Swords. It's a temptation here for some people to take a risk doing something that is maybe not fully in integrity. Is, you know, because this card is usually somebody, you know, sneaking off with something or trying to be under the radar, not being fully transparent in some way, not being fully honest. And, you know, maybe you're not being fully honest with yourself about a situation. Or it could be just needing to take care that you don't slip up after having something great come your way, is what that could be referring to, okay? For some people, I want to say there is a new relationship situation here, but you need to be careful of this person, because it looks like, and it's definitely speaking to more of a masculine energy, so it could be speaking to 1 or 2 or more, you know, females out there, or it could also relate to a male who's watching in regards to a relationship, because this here could relate to a male in a relationship with a female. Even though it seems to be this relationship is offering you the world, you need to be careful of issues related to honesty and dishonesty, but also not opening up fully in the relationship, like your emotions, and being really honest with this person, because that could actually hold back the situation for some people. For other people, it's to do with a work situation or a project that you're working on. There seems to be things that are sort of not clear with this situation, and someone's holding back as well, but there is potential in it. You can feel the potential in it, given with the World card here, but it's like there are things going on behind the scenes that are not clear to you or not known to you, and there is a need to sort of, with this card, kind of be in the moment, I'm getting, and take things day by day and not be so attached to this situation that you're hoping for something to happen with, because it's almost like you need to let go and trust more for things to flow, which would relate to all that Pisces energy at this time as well. So there could be some fears for some people here about really opening up to your true life purpose and your path, which is signified by the World card, and needing to be more honest with yourself about some aspect of what your calling is, and maybe you know what your calling is, but you have fears that are blocking you as well. That could be another message. Alright, so let's have a look at the Oracle of the Unicorns and see. I think this is a very appropriate deck for the full moon in Virgo, because Virgo is also about purification, and the unicorns, unicorn energy, you know, is really drawn to people who are trying to purify themselves in life and trying to sort of raise their vibration. But the unicorns are also drawn to very creative and sensitive people as well. And the Virgo moon is about purification, so it'll be interesting to see what card comes up. I'm just going to see where I'm drawn here. This one definitely. Oh wow, interesting. Okay, it's funny that there's a full moon this week and a card showing the full moon has come up. I love that. So it says cycle, so again that could indicate the full moon cycle. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Interesting, because the body and health relates to Virgo full moon. Tune into the moon's magic. Perfect. I love the synchronicity of the cards. It's so great. So it's specifically referring to and referencing that full moon in Virgo that we have this week, because it mentions the full moon and it talks about honoring your body and tuning into the moon's magic. So some people might want to do, you know, some kind of ritual this week if they're into that type of thing, or, you know, a purification ritual like cleanse your home would be a perfect thing to do on the full moon. You know, if you like sage or Palo Santo, you know, use that to cleanse the energy around you, cleanse your aura. All that Pisces with that full moon in Virgo, very much about purification. Take a cleansing sea salt bath with Epsom salts, or go and be by the ocean. Just feel that connection to something, you know, beautiful. And beauty and sort of refinement and purification are all strong themes to do with the energies this week. I really love that card. It's really gorgeous. So that was the reading, guys. And if you like the reading and you haven't had a reading with me, check out my online store where you can book, as I mentioned last week, even a mini reading for $20. And get some insight about what's going on or what's coming up for you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic week, and thanks for watching. Bye.